Welcome to A Better Life. I'm your host, Hank Hennigan, and the first segment of our show is Mr. Paul Arago. Hey, Paul.
Good to see you.
All right, President and CEO of Visit Baton Rouge.
That's correct.
Paul, I've grew up in Baton Rouge my whole life. My grandmother grew up down on Boyd Avenue, which became Spanish Town Road, and I've been down in Baton Rouge my whole life, and what y'all doing to get people to visit Baton Rouge is awesome. I just wanted to tell you that going in.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for all you do, brother.
It's a team effort, sure.
Visit Baton Rouge.
Yes,
who is Visit Baton Rouge, and what do you do?
Okay, technically we are a political subdivision of the state formed in 1972, so we're going on 50 years old now. We're governed by a board of directors. We're independent of any governmental agency. We're not part of city government, although we work with city government. We're not part of the River Center. We're not part of DDD, but we work with all these folks. We build awareness and recognition, brand Baton Rouge as a travel destination, pursuing conferences, conventions, special events, individual tourists, group tours, international and domestic.
I had a gentleman in visiting from Australia last week, and he wanted to take a tour of Baton Rouge, and I toured him around Baton Rouge, and then he wanted to go to New Orleans, but it was like he loved Baton Rouge.
You know, you mentioned Australia. That is an emerging market for us. A lot has to do with the nonstop flight they have through Dallas.
Okay.
And we're noticing Australia is really growing as an international market. And internationals come to the U.S. and they spend an extended period, and they spend a lot of money.
Yes, indeed.
They truly do, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So how big of a role does the tourism industry play in Baton Rouge, Paul?
You know, when you look at Baton Rouge, and we've got so many other industries here, we've got petrochemical, we've got banking, we've got state capital, LSU, Southern University, but research estimates, listen to this, 4 million visitors a year come to Baton Rouge. That's like 6 or 7 times the population.
4 million?
4 million visitors come to Baton Rouge. If you look at Tiger Stadium, it's seating 100,000, you're talking about 40 Tiger Stadiums.
Wow.
That's throughout the year, and 12,500 jobs are associated with the hospitality industry here. Visitors spend almost $1 billion a year annually, and of that, think about this, $115,000 in taxes are absorbed by those visitors that you and I would be responsible for.
What can Visit Baton Rouge do to offer local business tourists, businesses, partners alike? How can that help?
Well, you know, when we pursue a visitor, we try to tell them what is available in the community to draw the visitor, be it a convention group, a tour group, etc. But we need to know what is available here. Now, we've got a list of all of the hotels, attractions, restaurants, etc. But anything new or anything that any of your visitors might have, your viewers might have that may be going on in their business that they ought to let us know about, that we can let the visitor know about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, one of the great Baton Rouge institutions is not far from here, and that's Tony's Seafood.
Oh.
And listen, visitors, they come from all over the world to see the catfish.
I know. I know all. I was there when Tony's Seafood started, and there's a whole history about that. But Visit Baton Rouge. I mean, I love for Baton Rouge, and like you said, the number of people that visit here, and y'all, the Visit Baton Rouge, you're right downtown on 3rd Street, and so many hotels in downtown Baton Rouge now that are very attractive to people. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You know, we've got about 1,000 hotels downtown, 1,000 rooms downtown. But in the remainder of the parish, we've got about 9,000.
Wow.
So an interesting situation we have is the majority of our rooms are outside of downtown, but the majority of the attractions are downtown. So it's an interesting mix that we have.
All right, good people watching A Better Life. We're going to be right back with Mr. Paul Arago of Visit Baton Rouge. My heart is in Baton Rouge, and my heart is seeing people come in from around the state, around the nation, around the world to visit Baton Rouge. And we'll be right back.